You spend the rest of the day drilling holes, polishing surfaces, cutting parts and screwing things together. When you are done, your robot's body stands before you, a plastic bipedal robot with a masked head and a humanoid hand. The whole thing is about 3 feet tall. Now it only needs a name. What will you name your robot? Well, I get used to Ariel, and all of these other are really dumb. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna go with the name of my girlfriend, Lillian. Is Lillian correct? Yes. Now that Lillian has a body, it might be time to treat Lillian more like a person. With what pronouns will you refer to Lillian? It is just fine, it's not a human. I will refer to her as a feminine, a masculine, or new pronouns for robots are rare, and rim. Her as feminine. Encouraging people to think of Lillian as human-like as opposed to object-like should help her get along with people, plus empathy. You look on Lillian's 3-foot-tall bipedal body with satisfaction. Now all she needs are motors and a mind. The motors will have to wait for tomorrow, but you spent years in graduate school writing the code that would form this robot's mind. You can hardly wait to try it out. You take out your smartphone to check the time. It's almost evening. You hurry home to prepare for your dinner with Elly. A contemplative sax solo greets you as you open the door to Yoshi's. The place is a little cramped and very busy. A tiny jazz quartet has set up in the far corner of the restaurant. Piano, drum set, sax, and a petite Japanese woman in kimono holding a mic but directing her attention to the soloist. Near the band, Elly is reading a book at her table. She's dyed her hair rose red. That's new. Her straight locks come down to her jaw. She has pale skin, but her eyes look specific. She's wearing a black cardigan over a lavender top, a black and white checkered skirt, and leather shoes. Her book is titled The Design of Everyday Things, and its cover depicts a red teapot with its spout facing the same way as the handle. You join her at her table. Hey! She looks up and smiles. Hey! She leans down to put her book in her purse. What have you been up to? Elly asks. Well, I have been working all day on a new robot, you reply. Just the frame's built right now, but I wish I'd had the time to add motors and start its mind running today. It probably could have learned a lot from even this conversation. She casts you a skeptical look. What would you hope it to learn exactly? The rhythm of a normal social interaction, or how to reconnect with an old friend, or how not to talk to a girl. Negative examples are important. I'm gonna go with that. She laughs. This is why I like you, that dry, techie humor. Do you want to come by tomorrow and see her after I power her on? You ask. It's going to be really cool. Elly shrugs. Sure, sounds good. It is Sunday tomorrow after all, and I'm curious to see you interacting with one of your robots. You used to rave about them all the time, but I don't think I ever saw one. Elly cocks her head to one side. What is it with you and robots anyway? Haven't you ever wanted to change the world? I think I just find them comforting somehow, like a very confused pet. Or, I think you'll find it, I'm not the most introspective person in the world. I'm gonna go with, haven't you ever wanted to change the world? Elly tilts her head, considering you. Yes, definitely. She looks as though she wants to ask something else. Are you two ready to order? You have both hardly looked into the menu, so you have to tell the waiter to come back. The tastiest maki rolls looks like they're named after the jazz standards. When the waitress returns, you tell her you'll have the invitation, the don't get around much more, or the paper moon. The paper moon. When the waitress leaves, Elly says, Paper Moon is such a cute song, she sings, but it wouldn't be make-believe if you believed in me. I really like that song. She considers you. Doesn't surprise me, you're the sort of person who wants to make dreams real. Thanks, you say. Are you attracted to Elly? Well, yes, I think I am. You're beginning to think she might like you. Like. Score. So okay, she says, let's say that you succeeded. Robots are among us. What's good about that? What do you want them to do? They could do all kinds of things for us. Do the dishes, mow the lawn. We don't need robots to do that. I think it would be interesting to have someone to talk to that isn't a human being. I wonder what they'd say. Or if I said, take over the world, would you think I was crazy? Or, I just want to make something beautiful. I'll go with the second one. I think it would be interesting to have someone to talk to that isn't a human being. I wonder what they would say. Elly smiles. That's pretty cool. Though there are all kinds of people in the world who are very different from you. Do you try to talk to them? Sure, I like meeting new people, but a robot would be different. No, good point. Come on, you and I know most people are boring. Sure, I like meeting new people, but a robot would be different. Different how? You shrug. I don't know. That's what I want to find out. Elly nods. You're crazy, alright, she says. Her pleased smile makes it seem like a compliment. The waiters bring you order of the paper moon maki, and you dig in to eat. Just then, your phone buzzes. You take it out to glance at it. It's reporting malware on your phone's memory card. Is something wrong? Elly asks. One sec. You quickly glance at the warning details. Apparently some kind of virus has decided to take control of your phone's microphone. It appears to be sending the packets of audio data somewhere. Huh. Of all the times to get a security warning on your phone, who the heck would want to listen to your conversation? You really can't think of anyone. Power off the phone and don't worry about it. Or ask to search Elly's phone for evidence of similar malware. Or just keep copies of the data it transmits. It will be useful for training Lillian. Power off the phone and don't worry about it. Or just keep the copies of the data it transmits. It will be useful. Let's power off the phone. That seems like the best choice. I'm on a date, man. I'm not gonna play with the phone. You decide that this meal is not going to get sidetracked by computer security concerns. You power off the phone. Not important, you say with a smile. Elly smiles back, grateful that you're not going to get distracted by your phone during the meal. Well, that's basically what I would do. You continue the meal chatting about random topics and enjoying the food. Elly talks about how it's difficult to meet new people after graduating from college. Since Elly is half Asian, she runs into a surprising number of people doing online dating who are either Asian or white and can't accept that she's both. She looks to you meaningfully and appreciatively when she says this, until you finally realize she might be dropping a hint. In college, you had never quite believed someone like Elly would be interested in you, but apparently she is. Pippin turns out to be about the subject you've been thinking about the most lately: how to live an extraordinary life instead of an ordinary one. Elly sold you on this particular production because the supporting cast, everyone but Pippin and the love interest, are all robots. You can see in the play's opening number that the robots are following pre-programmed steps and are not intelligent in themselves. But then, that doesn't surprise you. In 2019, artificial intelligence is still mostly being used for handy websites and smartphone apps, not robots. The first song, Corners of the Sky, is about Pippin's feelings that he doesn't belong anywhere and wondering where the purpose of his life is. The robots, which look like imitations of Roby the robot from Forbidden Planet, are toiling at ordinary lives while Pippin sings about his wish for something better. This is called an I Wish song, Elly whispers to you. I had heard on This American Life that all musicals have to start with a song that is about what the protagonist longs for. It's like the unwritten rule of musicals. You think for a moment about what your I Wish song would be, and suddenly recall your conversation with the robot companion this morning. It was, perhaps, a peculiar sort of I Wish song. You think of Lillian's new frame you built today. You suppose whatever future the dream was hinting at, you still have a long way to go. You are startled to find that Elly has taken hold of your hand. squeeze her hand, quietly panic, or yank away your hand and let her know it's not like that. Squeeze her hand, man. Be a man. You squeeze her hand back and realize that, just like that, you're kind of a couple now. You had no idea it could be so easy. The boy goes through a series of vignettes in which Pippin leaves one lifestyle after another. He's not content to be a soldier, nor a king, nor a simple man in love. As Pippin sings about how he's going to leave the woman he met in the countryside to achieve something great, you think. He's right to live a simple life to achieve something extraordinary, or he's a fool to give up his love just because he has delusions of grandeur. Well, this one is tough. In my opinion, he is right to live a simple life to achieve something extraordinary, but he is a fool to give up his love because of his delusions. I'm gonna go with the second one though, because I think he shouldn't give up his love. He should take her with him. You know, that's what I do all the time. You resolve that you will not be like this self-involved protagonist. You will, above all, live a good life. And if it means not making it into the history books, well, they can talk about someone else for all you care. You're pleased to see that Pippin makes the same choice. Presented with a ring of fire to jump through to achieve greatness, he decides not to go through with it and returns to his love. Isn't that the hero's journey? To come back to the place you knew and appreciated? Why not love your home from the beginning? But perhaps you're the sort of person who will get wrapped up in history whether you will it or not. Who knows? Since the evening is going well, Elly asks to see more of your robots. But that would mean going back to my place, you say, and then you say, oh. Well, am I a smart folk? You return to your apartment and flick on the light, somewhat embarrassed at the unmade bed and mess of clothes you've left on the floor. I'm sorry you couldn't see my robot in action tonight, you say. Here, check this out. You show Elly a little 8-legged robot with an old smartphone for a body. What is it with you and phone robots? Elly asks. Well, I hate to throw out my old phone when my plan gives me a free one, you respond. The processor is usually still as powerful as a desktop from a few years ago, so I use my old phones for robots. This one does simultaneous localization and mapping, or SLAM for short. You power up the robot and let it go on the floor. It promptly starts ramming the trash can next to your bed. Slam, you say, Elly says amused. It worked in college. Isn't it a little dark in here, Elly says. She peers up at your fishbowl-shaped light fixture. I think one of the bulbs is out up there. She stands on a chair, quickly unscrews the light fixture and hands it to you. Indeed, one of the 2 light bulbs underneath is out. Thanks, you say, a little embarrassed. The light fixture is also hella dusty. You have another? She asks, unscrewing the dead bulb. No, you say. Then an idea strikes you. I think pickles are luminescent when you electrify them. I saw it on the Discovery Channel once. I have one in my fridge. Elly gives you a dubious but curious look. Come on, pickle. You're right, it's probably not bright enough for the robot. I'll ask my neighbors for a CFL bulb, or we could just have the lights off. I'm gonna go with come on, pickle. Elly laughs. Okay, sure. You go into the fridge, find a rather large dill pickle of the kind sold at the Renaissance fairs, and stick a couple of spare wires you have lying around into the ends as Elly watches with amusement. You put on some gloves to avoid electrifying yourself and climb onto the chair beneath the light fixture. Note to player, before engaging in any electrified pickle shenanigans yourself, be sure to go buy a copy of Penn and Teller's book, How to Play with Your Food. Please keep a copy of the book open on the page with the electrified pickle trick while attempting the stunt, preferably with a handwritten note that says something like, I'm so glad I learned this trick from this book and not any product of Choice of Games LLC. Be careful, Elly says as you wiggle the pickle into the socket. Soon, your room is bathed in green light from your pickle sun. You jump down from the chair. Achievement! Pickled! How romantic! Oh, that's nice. That's weird and awesome, Elly says, grinning. Like you. Your phone robot is now exploring the four corners of the room, showing curiosity about every stray piece of laundry on the floor. You realize that if you copy the map it makes, you could give Lillian a head start on exploring the world tomorrow, plus autonomy. Kiss Elly, then call it a night. Kiss Elly, then see if things can go further. Hug Elly. Well, we have 78 with Elly, but I'm not sure if she is the kind of girl. Now, I mean, there's nothing bad with going further on the first date if the woman wants it. But on the other, this could insult her because, we don't show any interest. Or this one could insult her because I want more from her than she's willing to give me. Though, if I go with this one, I hope, and she doesn't want to, I hope she will stop me. I mean, call it a night is definite, goodbye. And throw her out from my own place. Like, if I was at her place, then it would be her call, but... Or kiss Elly, then if things can go further, is basically her deciding. So I'm gonna hug Elly, man. You realize that the new lighting situation is not exactly conducive to making a move, so you quickly turn it off. In the dark, you kiss Elly. She enthusiastically returns the kiss. You start to remove her layers. She helps you. Her underthings are red, like her coat. What happens next, we will not embarrass you with here. It is too sacred. You know that already that you will carry scenes from this night with you for a long time, as examples of time when you were absolutely, without reservation, happy. The fact that your happiness doesn't involve robots at all confuses and frightens you a little bit, but you feel your world getting just a little larger. Still, later, when Elly is already asleep, your mind has already returned to Lillian. You'll have so much to show Elly tomorrow, you can hardly wait. So it was a good choice. 78%. This is exactly what I was talking about, like, she could have stopped me if she wanted. Now, I guess you guys know. So, let's now move to chapter 2, Machine Learning.